Hello, my friends. Hello. Welcome back. Got another episode of Guardians Daily for you. Gonna cover things from the weekend. As always, we're presented by Fan Arch. Lot to cover from this weekend series against the Boston Red Sox. Got off to a good start Friday night at the ballpark. 4-run first inning. Thought things were just going to keep on rolling for the Guardians. This weekend, obviously, the Red Sox had been scuffling a little bit coming into the series. Seemed like a chance to really put them away this weekend early. Not the case on Saturday and Sunday. Guardians did get the win on Friday night, but then got really two tough and big losses on Saturday and Sunday, giving up 9 runs in both of those games. Sunday, much closer, and we'll have a little bit to talk about from the seventh inning on Sunday. But yeah, overall, a tough weekend for your Cleveland Guardians. And yeah, out of character. Obviously, pitching, starting, and bullpen have both been very good this season. And yeah, wasn't the case this weekend, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, Bybee was much better on Sunday and Friday night. Slade Ciccone, I thought was very solid. I was there in person Friday, and you got off to that quick start. And Ciccone really did do a nice job in that game on Friday, and then Saturday just did not have it for your Guardians. Things are going to happen right now with this team. Like you're going to lose games. You're going to have moments like that. But right now, for this team, obviously, at a little bit of a crossroads, they got a tough series coming up off to New York. We'll talk about the Yankees series. Red Sox, Yankees back to back. Big games for this team, I guess, obviously against two of the biggest markets in baseball. So when you're looking at Sunday's game, obviously tough one as they were in control. Like they had an early lead looking at winning the series, and you kind of just get flipped on your head. Tanner Bybee was pretty good yesterday. Lots to like from him. And a good bounce back, left the game in a position to get a win. Still hasn't got one on the season. Obviously, it's an overrated stat with pitchers and wins. It's for starting pitching. It's kind of an inflated one, but obviously, still, we want to get one on the books for Tanner. Didn't get it yesterday, as in the seventh, bases loaded, up a run. You're out of challenges after some questionable decisions from your hitters. Stu Fairchild obviously was the one that put us out of challenges. So that was frustrating for people, especially a guy has not done anything to earn a spot in this lineup, and now you go use a challenge, waste it. Then when you're on the pitching side, Heron thought he got out of the inning. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but obviously out of challenges. We're not able to challenge it. If they were able to, it would have been strike three, inning over. It was not. It was ball four, walked in the tying run with the bases loaded. And then the Red Sox just poured it on from there. Base hit, base hit, base hit, double doubles down the line. And that's all you wrote. You'd lose 9-4 to the Red Sox, and you lose a series that you really had a good chance to win, and you were feeling pretty comfortable about going into that seventh inning with the lead, and you're turning it over to your bullpen. It happens. It happens in baseball. Things like that are going to go your way. Obviously, I think this is a topic for this team a lot this season. Is they got to be better with the challenges, like adjusting and finding better ways to make sure you're using them at the right times. Even if hey, there's sometimes you do use them in the third inning, and hey, you're right. But is it really the right move, and is it really smart enough, like in terms of winning the baseball game? Because you're going to need them later, and some of these, obviously, the way the system is put in place with OBS, ABS is if it catches any part of the zone, it's gonna be a strike. I get that. But some of these challenges, your people pitchers and hitters alike are challenging pitches that very much are just getting a small piece, which I know it does work, but you should be challenging when you're really confident that that was a missed call in one way or the other, because you're the risk you take when you do run out. And look at it like game like yesterday, having one there could have made all the difference in winning that game. So got to be better from your hitting staff, from your hitting and your pitching, like in terms of it's a team game, like the way the challenges are currently set up. If your hitters start wasting through them and your pitchers might not get a chance to challenge one all game on defensive side of it. So you got to find that balance and help each other and play complementary baseball on both sides and be smart with that aspect of it. So that happens. You lose the series to the Red Sox, come to town. Now you got a day off today on Monday, and then you're going to go to New York City, take on the New York Yankees. I do want to talk about the bullpen a little bit. Obviously, going to be some issues right now with things. Obviously, yesterday and Saturday, not their best showings. Uh, And I don't want to point out individual guys too much just based on that's not it's tough with bullpen. You're getting tough put in tough positions. But I think they are an arm short right now. Obviously, I think you can see this weekend the start of the Sabrowski injury because obviously Tim Herron, yeah, you could argue he could have gotten out of that inning yesterday, but then he did get it rocked a little bit after that. That would have been Sabrowski's inning. I would have been pretty confident that's the lefty they would be going to, preferably if Sabrowski were healthy. He's not, which is unfortunate. Obviously, he's on the IL. So you got to find ways to rebound. Got to find ways to work around. Tim Herron's gonna have to step up. I know some of those runs are gonna go against him yesterday. Part of the game. I got it. He should have had that strikeout. He should have gotten out of the inning. It would have been a big time. Tim Herron, good, go get him. Fire it up. Obviously, was not the case. But you got to be on positive sides. Tim Herron's going to be put, I imagine, in this Yankees series with some of their left-handed bats. He's going to come up in big situations, needing him this week against the Yankees. Can he step up? Can he fill that role that Sprousky left of the top lefty in that pen? Going to be interesting. Obviously, Hunter Gaddis had been better of late. He's going to have to step up. It's going to have to be a joint effort. Obviously, Holderman, he's been really good so far this year. Obviously, not his best outing yesterday against the Red Sox as well. Chalk it up, bad day. Bad day for the pen, bad day for, or bad 2 days, honestly, with Saturday and Sunday. Move on, flush it. They're going to need these guys. We're going to need Cody to step up. We're going to need all these guys in the bullpen. These new a lot of the new faces, Armstrong. All these guys are going to have extra opportunities now with the Sabrowski injury. Curious, they could probably get Ailman back from AAA. Maybe another arm down there. Obviously, Will Dion, the other lefty they just brought up. So they've got options. Curious to see how things are going to play out. Injury talk, want to cover some things as well. We said Sabrowski, Gabriel Arias, he also got converted to the 60-day, which is kind of what it was expected. He was already around 30 anyway. Like, it wasn't too much of a jump. He's been out for almost more than 30, actually. But he's been out a while with that hamstring, so he's continued to rehab. So that's a little bit of a ways away on his return. That gives you a sense where things are in terms of him coming back. Another guy really hoping we don't have to put on the injured list is Angel Martinez. Obviously, he was pulled from Saturday's game, was not in the lineup Sunday, had a foot injury. Now, Stephen Vogt said it first started flaring up in the middle of the week, like before this weekend series against the Red Sox, had been playing through it, had been feeling okay, and then just kind of felt it tweak a little bit, just kind of started nagging at him. Also, there was a blowout in terms of the Red Sox game on Saturday. So decided to take him out and get MRIs and precautionary. We haven't gotten a full update yet on Martinez, so curious where things are going to go there. Hope for the best, obviously, with any injury, but especially for a guy like Angel, who had been one of the best players on this team this season, and they need his versatility at the plate and as well as in the outfield. Right now, obviously, Stuart Fairchild up with the team. Not a great start for him. Over 5 strikeouts. He might be gone soon enough. Um, yeah, they need Angel to stay healthy. And if he's not, do they go back to a CJ Kafis? Is it a George Valera? Obviously, Kwan is on the bereavement list. Hopefully, thoughts and prayers with Stephen Kwan, but don't want to speculate there. But he might be out for a while. Who knows? Give everyone their time and grace needed in that situation. Now, when you look at this team, now in AAA, I don't know if it's the time for a move like this, but it could be an option if Angel is going to be out for an extended period. Ralphie Velasquez and Cooper Ingle have recently been working in the outfield with the Columbus Clippers. I think Velasquez is still a ways away in terms of his timeline, but Cooper Ingle maybe, if they trust him enough to play outfield, could he be a guy? Or could it be a Kafis or Valera or one of these guys we've seen before? If we do need to bring up an extra outfielder, which it feels like, regardless of the Angel, how it fully plays out, it just seems like they could really use an extra outfielder, especially an outfield bat. Schneemann has cooled off of late. Still playing a good center field, but there's some drop off there. Obviously, no Quan right now, like we said. So your outfield's really just a lauder in terms of guys you fully trust if Angel goes down. So now you really are in a weird spot. Does a move get made to Columbus? Do you go to another team? Is there a guy, or do you just try and work with what you got on the current roster? Going to be interested to see how things play out there. Obviously, Angel's been one of your best players. Obviously, a switch hitting bat and a guy who's been good from both sides of the plate this year. So you can use him in all these different lineups and versatility wise. Really going to be a crusher if he's out for an extended period. Hoping for the best, obviously. He was playing through it, so it's like maybe he could continue, or maybe he just needs a week or so. But obviously, his whether he's around for this Yankee series is in serious doubt, or what to expect there. I feel like they're gonna need another bat for this series. They have not made a full move yet. Valera, Kafis, and then Cooper Ingle could be a sneaky one, but I don't think they're there yet. I don't know if they have enough trust in him to play the outfield for them at this point. Obviously, he hasn't done it much, but I think we right now with Chris Antonetti and this team in Columbus, if you can hit like Ingle and Velasquez can, we're gonna try and find a place for you, even if it's not at your preferred position. Obviously, Ingle a catcher, Velasquez was more of a first baseman, but hey, we can put you in the corner outfield and hope you don't get a lot of balls hit to you. Like you can hide out there in the outfield generally, even if it's not going to be your best, we can DH you a little bit. We can move things around. There's ways to get these guys at bats at the big league level if they decide that's a move they need to make, and if they are going to be lacking some of their best hitting options currently, like Aquan Martinez and things like that, are not available to you. A move like Engel could make sense here in the coming weeks. Keep an eye out because he's supposed to be a pretty darn good bat. So excitement there if that comes to fruition. And even if you do get a Valera or a Kafis back, see, can they kind of re-get some of that magic towards the end of last season? Like those are guys they do like. It's tough. They were here at the beginning of the season. Just the at-bats weren't really there. And along with the emergence of Schneemann and Martinez as those guys who could really play every day, there just wasn't enough at-bats for those guys to be on the current active big league roster. But opportunity arises, those guys are right there knocking on the door as an option. So keep an eye out for a move in terms of bringing up an extra outfielder for this week's series against the New York Yankees. So we're going to do a little bit of Yankee preview, but then we're going to get a full episode talking about that for tomorrow. Get into all things Yankees as we look to a big series. Obviously, two top three teams in the American League with the Yankees and the Guardians right up there in the mix. This could be a potential playoff series. This is a big one. Obviously, playing in New York's always gives you a little juice. That Yankees pitching staff were going against their best. We got Schlittler on Tuesday going against Joey Cantillo, and then Gavin versus Garrett Cole, who recently returned from the injured list. And then we'll close Friday, Thursday with, I guess that would be, who would that be Thursday? Messick? Bybee? No, Bybee pitch yet. Yeah, Messick Thursday. So, or Slade maybe. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. We'll get that fully covered for you, fully prepped. Yeah, this Yankees team, obviously, as good as they've been over the last couple of years, they're right in that mix. Cam Schlittler's been awesome for them. Him, Gavin, two top candidates for American League Cy Young. Also, you can throw Parker Messick in there if you'd like. Yeah, this is a big one. I always want to beat the Yankees as much as anything. Obviously, they've knocked us out of the playoffs multiple times here in the last decade, and always gets a little heated. There's a lot of tension there in this series. So expect the guys to be playing hard. Can expect a good crowd there as always. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to this big series against the Yankees. Hopefully, hoping for the best on the injury front for our Guardians. See if any moves get made early this week. And as we go forward, we'll have it all covered for you on Guardians Daily. I appreciate you tuning in. Like and subscribe if you feel the need, if you feel the interest. Well, I appreciate it as always. And we'll see you tomorrow for Yankees Guardians preview. Appreciate it, guys.